if you're interested in what this video is about, I strongly suggest reading the description. Um, Today, I will be reviewing and interjecting a video that I found about Gabor Mate. Trevor, are you here? Where are you? Trevor, I just want to make sure the volume's on and everybody can hear me. Um, I just want everybody to know, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever arrive at Lasha's Take, this channel, please know all of I do not conduct videos. So when you go to my videos, or if you go to the videos, which I've uploaded, some of them are actually kind of funny and really cute, but they don't have, a million views, you know? Um, so what I decided to do was shorts and lives. Now, all of the shorts that I've done over the last 6 months are more opinion pieces. However, if you want to know what I do on this channel, it's an impromptu channel without a theme. So I pick lately, as of late, certain subjects, questions that I have. And today I'm really interested in what Gabor Mate has to say about being an empath because I was told I was an empath. Now, I'm not going to sit here and explain my life story. So without further ado, let's just see what Gabor Mate has to say. And if you come across this video, please know that if you can't stay for the whole entire video, please know you can watch lives after. There's nobody here, but that's okay. So without further ado, let's see what Gabor Mate has to say about empaths, and I will interject. Okay.
Changed. They'll say it like you became colder.
Wait, here we go. This is the beginning. Wait.
Is this.
No!
You change your heart. You change your access. Because after being hurt too many times in it.
Okay, here we go. Gabor Mate, the moment the empath. Okay, yeah, all right. All right, here we go. This is actually really interesting. There are so many, well, empaths are few and far between nowadays. Why can't I rewind this video? All right, here we go.
When the empath finally becomes avoidant after being hurt too many times, people will say, you changed. They'll say it like you became colder, harder, distant. But what they rarely understand is this. You didn't change your heart. You changed your access. Because after being hurt too many times, an empath doesn't stop loving. They stop leaving the door unlocked. If you felt yourself pulling back from people you once would have fought to keep, there's nothing wrong with you. Something in you finally learned what your mind kept trying to deny. You didn't change. You learned. You learned that being open with the wrong person doesn't create intimacy. It creates leverage. You learned that.
Okay. So the first thing he said is when the empath finally becomes avoidant. And what he means by avoidant, step back. I've been told that I am an empath. When I started this channel, the reason I started it, and there's 5 of you there, so thank you. I broke my femur. I don't want to expose myself. I broke my femur here, and my leg was straight out like this. See, it doesn't even fully straighten. It was out like this for an entire year, and I can go like this now. The amazing part of what happened with this medical malpractice, I'm not going to talk about it, just to know that a surgeon in Canada said zero. I had two nails sticking out of my knee. If you want to find out why I started the channel, go to change.org. You literally have to search my name, Lasha Rajenko, and I didn't write what was in there. I was screaming in my phone. It was like I couldn't avoid the truth anymore because that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Now, there are four of you here. I know that people don't like to expose themselves. Have any of you been the scapegoat of a family? Do you know what I mean by a scapegoat, where it's like everything is put on you because you're the weaker one, you're the runt of the litter? I was the runt of the litter. I'm not ashamed of that. I because of that abuse, and I was so little, I won't even kill a spider. Nobody deserves to hurt. Nobody deserves to be killed. Hi, Double A. How are you? Are you an empath? If there's any empaths out there, put a one if you're an empath. Everybody runs away. Why? I'm doing well, thank you so much. Actually, but I'm behind. It's 5:30 and my friend is coming to get me about 7:30, so I have about an hour to do this live, and thank you for sticking around. And for those of you that didn't, you can watch it afterwards. So he talks about when an empath is bit and bit and bit and bit and bit, what does an empath do? Yes, I'm going out tonight. My friend is taking me to the store so I can get my vape. I can't live without my vape. I love my vape. My name is Lasha, by the way, and welcome to Lasha's Take. All right, Gabor Mate, the man who interviewed Prince Harry, who diagnosed Harry with ADHD. No, I think I feel bad for Prince Harry. Okay, this is what Gabor Mate says, and I won't interrupt again.
The people who demand closeness often struggle to respect it. You learn that you can be kind and still be treated carelessly. And after enough of that, your body starts protecting you before your mind can make another excuse. That's what avoidant looks like in an empath. Not indifference, self preservation. In the beginning, you were not avoidant at all. You were the one who leaned in. You replied quickly. You checked in. You read between the lines. You noticed the sigh that meant something was wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And you tried to soothe it before it turned into conflict.
Oh, yeah.
You gave people the benefit of the doubt.
I did.
So often you started living on doubt.
Yes.
You did it because you believed connection.
Yes.
Patience.
Yes.
You believed that if you explained yourself clearly, a decent person would meet you there.
Yes.
So you tried to communicate like a grown-up.
Yes.
That hurt. You said, I need consistency. You said, please don't talk to me like that. You said it carefully too, not because your needs were small, but because you were trained to make your needs sound small. And then the pattern began.
Oh my God.
A repeating lesson.
Oh my God. Oh gosh. Sorry. I'm very religious. I don't believe in blasphemy. I am so sorry, Lord, for saying your name in vain. Okay. Now, Double A, thank you for sticking around. And you are destroying your mind with this. Nick and Jessica. Nick and Jessica, do you have that channel together where you talk about Charlie Kirk? I'm sure I've watched you before. No? Okay. Double A, just listen to this. I'll talk about what happened after. Oh, you guys are? Oh my God, I watch you guys. Nick and Jess, I watch you all the time in reference to Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens, all of that. All right. I subscribe to your channel. I comment on your channel. My name's Lasha. And so you'll notice my icon on your channel says Lasha's Take, right? Thank you so much. Oh my God, I am such um your channel offers precipitous information, meaning the truth. I'm not rotting my brain with this because Gabor Mate used to try to help people on East Hastings Street in Vancouver. I used to live in Vancouver, but now I live in Canada. No worries. Please be careful with the things you bring into your mind. Oh, I agree. But I'm an empath and I am a scapegoat of my family and I've been hurt so many times. Do you know, Nick and Jess? I was in a wheelchair for a year because I broke my femur and a doctor didn't say a word. If you go back and look, do you understand me? Thank you. Thank you. I am such watchers of your content, you know? Jesus had followers. I don't really believe in that word. Subscribing, participating on a channel. God bless you. I just want to hear what he says about empaths and is it true? Because I was the scapegoat. I was hurt. A surgeon said nothing about and I had to have 4 corrective surgeries, man. It's on change.org. And nobody cared. And it almost killed me. So that's why I saw this video and I thought, I want to see what it says. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best and prosperity and safety for you and your loved ones. Nick and Jessica, thank you. I will see you on your channel. I haven't watched you today, but if I say hi, it's Lasha, you'll know it's me. God bless you too. Bye bye. Okay, here we go. Ready? Gabor.
Minimized. You asked for clarity, and it got postponed. You tried to repair, and it got turned into a debate. You said, I felt disrespected.
Am I trans? Like a man into a woman or a woman into a man? No, sorry, I'm not. You know why? I should have been a guy. I should have. I love boxing. I love fixing things, but you know what? I'm not gay. I'm attracted to men, but unfortunately, I'm not the most beautiful woman in the world. So, but I've got a nice body. You should go look at my dancing, okay? Um, BIM, BIM BIES 50180. Somebody else asked me if I was trans. Do I have to get naked to show you I'm not? Aw, thank you. I don't feel pretty. I don't. Never have. I've got a very big nose. You know, not gonna lie, I had a little Botox in my forehead because when I was in that wheelchair for the year, I swear to you, my forehead turned in to one of those dogs, you know, that their forehead, like you can pull it out. That's how much stress and cortisol. You should feel pretty. Thank you, double A. And I'm not trans, and I have nothing against transgender people except when they push it on young children. I've done many a video of that. And if you think I'm trans, sorry, I have boobies, I have a vagina, and they're all mine. I'd never chop off my boobs. Anyhow, Gabor Mate, go watch my dance shorts and tell me if I'm trans.
And the response was, you're too sensitive.
Here it is.
You said, I felt abandoned. And the response was,
oh, I'm from.
You said, I just need reassurance. And the response was,
I'll tell you what, I will answer every single question. And this video is only 12 minutes, okay? I'm from Grimsby, Ontario, Canada. Okay, I'll show you. Watch. What time is it? It's 6 o'clock. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have 15 minutes to do this video. I'm from Canada. Grimsby, Ontario, Canada. Okay? This is the barracks. This is what I call my barracks. This is my room. Okay. All right. Wait a minute. And I'm moving. That's hence this. Hence the bike. All right. Let's listen to what Gabor has to say, okay, guys? Ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? Are you from Alberta? Do you know I worked in Lake Louise from the time that I was 18 years old till I was about 20? Yeah. And then I came back to Ontario. I moved back out west with my boyfriend, who became my husband. Then I became the regional supervisor of Jenny Craig in Western Canada. So there were 13 stores. I used to travel to Edmonton all the time. We should talk sometime, Double A. Do you have a YouTube channel? Double A, do you have a YouTube channel? Why are there 6 people there and 1 like? Okay, forget it. Here we go. Ready, Double A? Anybody who's watching, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't, right? Nope, I am from Edmonton. Oh my gosh. Well, no, that's where I used to go all the time. Edmonton. The Jenny Craigs. Okay, let's watch. Here we go.
you're needy. And each time,
I'm not needy.
you got the message. My feelings cost too much here. Here's what that looks like in real life. You send a message that's honest, not dramatic. Something like, I've been feeling heavy lately. They don't respond for hours. Then they come back with, lol, you always do this. And it's not even said with hatred. It's said casually, like your pain is a personality trait.
Oh my gosh.
That moment doesn't always create a fight. It creates a new rule inside your nervous system.
Yes!
Your softness here. So you stop bringing it. And people call that avoidance. But really, it's learning. You didn't change. You learned. An empath becomes avoidant in stages. First, you start choosing silence over being misunderstood. Then you start choosing space over explaining. Then you start choosing distance over disappointment. Then you start choosing nothing over the cycle. From the outside, it looks like you stopped trying. From the inside, it feels like you stopped bleeding. Because what most people don't see is how many times you tried before you pulled away. How many times you stayed calm while your chest was tight. How many times you softened your truth so they wouldn't get defensive. How many times you accepted a half apology
or no apology.
How many times you told yourself, maybe they don't realize. And the moment you become avoidant is not the moment you stop caring. It's the moment you realize caring is being used against you. Sometimes it's obvious. You share something vulnerable, and later it gets thrown back at you in a fight. You admit you're sensitive about something, and suddenly it becomes a joke. You reveal what scares you, and the other person starts pressing that exact fear when they want control. Sometimes it's subtle.
Oh my God, this is so.
They do it for 2 days.
I'm gonna cry and shut up.
Bring it up again. And they act like you're unreasonable for noticing. That's not just inconsistency, that's training. Training you to accept crumbs as if they're meals. And an empath can tolerate a lot.
Oh my
Until one
God.
day they notice something that changes them permanently. Their body reacts before their mind can explain. Their phone lights up with a name and their stomach drops. Not because they hate the person, because their system has learned that contact equals emotional labor.
Oh my
It
gosh.
equals explaining. It equals bracing. It equals being careful. It equals walking into a room where you never know which version of them you'll get.
Oh my
So you
gosh.
think
This is so freaking
you
true.
type the message and feel tired. You type and delete. You think, if I answer, I'm going to spend the next hour managing how they react. That is not love. That is survival. And survival eventually chooses the quietest path. This is where people make the biggest mistake about you. They say, you used to be so loving, and they don't realize what they're really saying. You used to be more available to being hurt. You used to tolerate what you no longer tolerate. You used to give access to parts of you that are now protected. That's why the thumbnail text feels like truth. You didn't change. You learned. You learned that chemistry is not safety. You learned that attention is not care. You learned that someone can crave you and still not respect you. You learned that being wanted is not the same as being held. You learned that consistency is a form of love most people talk about, but few people practice. So you became slower, not colder. You became selective, not heartless. You became quiet, not because you have nothing to say, but because you're tired of saying it to people who don't listen. And here's a line that might sting.
Uh-oh.
It's honest. Sometimes your understanding was not maturity. Sometimes it was fear of being left. Sometimes you forgave quickly because you didn't want to be the difficult one. Sometimes you explained again because you hoped the right words would finally unlock their empathy. Sometimes you stayed because you were attached to who they could be, not who they were. And after enough pain, your system stops offering vulnerability as a gift. It starts treating vulnerability like a risk. So you pull back, you stop sharing details, you stop initiating, you stop inviting people into your inner world until they've shown you consistently that your inner world won't be used as entertainment, ammunition, or inconvenience. Now, there's something important here. Avoidance can be wisdom, or it can become a cage. Wisdom is when you stop giving intimacy to unsafe people. A cage is when you stop giving intimacy to safe people because your body can't tell the difference yet. And a lot of empaths get stuck right there.
Oh my
They
gosh.
become cautious. They become unreachable. Not because they want to be alone, because being close has been paired with pain so many times. Their system flinches at the idea of being seen. So let's make this practical.
Or
Because
touch.
insight without
Or
action
touch.
becomes another way to stay stuck. Here's one action step you can do today in under a minute. Before you reply to someone, ask yourself one question and answer it honestly. Am I pulling away because this is unsafe? Or am I pulling away because I'm afraid of being seen? If it's unsafe, your distance is a boundary. If you're afraid of being seen, your distance is a wound asking for gentleness. Then send one simple sentence that protects you without disappearing. I want to respond, but I need a little time to feel settled. That sentence is powerful because it does two things at once. It honors your nervous system, and it keeps you from becoming the person who vanishes and later feels guilty. It teaches your body that closeness doesn't have to mean losing yourself. Now let's talk about why the people who hurt you often don't recognize what they did.
Yes.
It's not always because they're evil.
Oh,
It's because
really?
many people hear your pain as criticism.
What?
They don't hear impact, they hear accusation. So they defend, they explain, they flip it. They make it about your tone, they make it about your sensitivity, they make it about how hard their life is. And you walk away feeling like you committed a crime by having a feeling. After enough of that, you stop trying to be understood. You stop trying to convince. You stop trying to repair with someone who treats repair like losing. You choose avoidance because it feels like the only way your dignity survives. And here's the part that's hard to admit. Some people didn't love you, they loved what you provided: your attention, your forgiveness, your emotional labor, your ability to keep things calm, your willingness to be the bigger person, even when the situation was small minded. So when you stop providing that, the relationship not more walls. Because the goal isn't to become available to everyone again. The goal is to become available to what is safe. That's what a healed empath learns. Not to close the heart, to stop handing it to people who treat it like it's replaceable. Let me say this plainly, because you might need permission to believe it. You are not broken for pulling away. You're not cold for needing space. You're not avoidant for refusing to keep paying the same emotional price. You are someone who finally learned what your kindness was costing you. And if you're in the lonely phase after you pull back, remember this: loneliness after boundary is often withdrawal from chaos. Peace can feel empty before it feels like home. So if this put words to what you've lived, subscribe, because the next video is the missing piece. It's about what happens after you become avoidant, when someone new shows up and feels different at first, and you can't tell whether it's safety or just a familiar pattern wearing a nicer face. In the next video, I'll show you the subtle signs. An emotionally unavailable person looks like chemistry to an empath. And the one sentence that stops you from repeating the same heartbreak with a new name. Were you?
Okay. 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 Here we go. No. Hi. No, no, no. For all of you out there, and for all of you that watch this live afterwards, as I said at the beginning, I only conduct lives and shorts. What Gabor Mate just said resonated with myself. I will be back to explain, ah, enlighten you. Okay, this is a fictional story. Okay. If I enlighten you, will you hit like? 3 and 3, 4 and 3. If I enlighten you, I'm putting my entire vulnerability out there to get squashed because that's what people do. The withdrawing stage. Thank you so much. Um, barn door. Okay. I am 54 and I didn't realize until last year that I was an absolute scapegoat of the family and I was abused. Um, my story is not unique. I am not a victim in any way. We choose our behaviors, we choose how to act. That's the difference between animals, insects. They don't have consciousness, they work on instinct. Human beings are on the top of the food chain, and we have the ability to think. We have the ability of making a choice to be cruel. Hi, Grandma. I am a grandma. Well, I'm not. I never had children. I wish I was a grandmother. I'm 54 and I'm old enough to be a grandmother. In fact, not for much longer, AI. I have grandma energy. That's okay. I'm old enough to be, you know what? I have the wisdom of a 114-year-old woman, but I'm 54. Yeah, I feel old some days. I really do. I was abused and abused and abused and abused and abused and abused and abused. How many times do I have to say it? I don't want to talk about the abuse. I don't want to talk about the abuse. I really don't want to talk about it. But what the withdrawal stage is when you've been hurt so many times, you really start to think that there's something wrong with you, and there's nothing wrong with me. People misinterpret my sensitivity. Sorry, 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 sorry. People, I don't want sympathy or empathy. It's good for me to cry because it's a release. Because I've never watched that video before, and Nick and Jess, who are high level YouTube podcasters, came on to the live just for a couple of minutes, and they said, "Don't let anything on YouTube, rot your mind." There's nothing on YouTube that could rot my mind. I've already seen the most rotten in life. The only thing I haven't witnessed and haven't been a part of is a war. And I'm Ukrainian. And I shouldn't be upset about anything. You know why? Because I'm here. I survived what the doctor did. First of all, when I talk about abuse, talking about family abuse, I'm talking about on my father's side, not my mother's side, my father's side. My father passed away November the 2nd of 2018, which is the same day of my step aunt's non blood relation aunt, her birthday. And you know what? My father and my step aunt, which is my godfather's wife, my father died on her birthday, and she couldn't stand my father. Good for you, Dad. Even though you did what you did. But I'm talking about corruption abuse too. I sure hope you love and like yourself. I'm learning to. I'm learning to. I don't care if you think my story is boring. If it's boring, then leave. I'm talking about corruption. Okay? I was in a wheelchair for a year because a surgeon at the Royal Victoria Hospital didn't say anything. He lied to my face for 6 months, falsified information, and you can go on change.org to read what happened because I wanted to change the legislation in Ontario. So if a surgeon or a doctor doesn't keep his or her oath, which is do no harm to a patient, he did everything wrong, and he's still practicing. Michael Corcola, the Royal Victoria Hospital, said nothing. And I had to have 4 surgeries at the General in Hamilton to correct what he did. Oh, I'm making it up? Am I making this up? Okay, you know what? I don't care if you think I'm making it up. I'm not defending it. Because where I'm moving, I met a gentleman named Stephen, and he has a PhD in philosophy and writing, and I'm giving him all my medical notes. Yes, it's my leg. You don't see anything. What do you see there? What is that? Is that a hole to put yogurt in? Dr. Steven. No, Dr. Steven knows how to write, and he knows how to take my medical notes and turn them into a newspaper article, which we're sending. Streets haven't been plowed. What are your thoughts on what's going on there? I think they're doing as good as they can. Which I'm sending to the Globe and Mail. I don't need Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil is, in my opinion, nothing but a money grubbing idiot who tries to solve very complicated human issues. Human beings are not math equations. Although the way psychiatrists and the way medicine and science has come along, there are chemicals that you can lack, like serotonin, dopamine. You can get anxiety, which causes terrible cortisol. It ages you. There's a spider on the wall behind you. Oh, you're pretty funny. I wouldn't care anyways because I wouldn't kill it. I guess what I'm saying is, as an empath, when you start withdrawing, you withdraw to the point where you don't feel good about yourself. That's why I started this channel, because I was in a wheelchair from 2017 to 2018. I just started to walk. It was August the 15th of 2018. I knew my father was dying in January of 2018, and I hadn't yet even known that my leg was still broken as the day that it happened. Have you been drinking? You're slurring your speech. No, I haven't been drinking, and I'm not slurring my speech. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jay. Barn Door, you're the person on this live that believes me. And if none of you believe me, then go away. I mean it. I don't need subscriptions of people that don't believe me because I'm telling the truth. And the other thing that bothers me about Netflix series, about the royal family, about this doctor, is get people to take a lie detector test. Nobody believes anybody anymore. And my problem was I believed the wrong people. And now I've met the right people. And I've pushed the bad people out of my life after 54 years. Yes, I take an antidepressant. Effexor, 75 milligrams. I know he did. I know he did. That's a very good question. Is a lawsuit? No, it's not. In Canada, you can only sue after 2 years. However, however, after 8 years, and the fact that I'm still having pain, because the bar, I'll show you. I need light. All right, so this is the leg. That's the knee. My leg was like this for a year and I couldn't bend it. It took me 4 years to go like this. And now, if you go on to my short videos, you'll see what I overcame. My dancing, I taught myself I taught myself to do ballet, and lawsuits aren't an option. What I was actually thinking about, because the manager and the moderator of this channel, his name is Trevor, um, and his channel is called Trevor's Infinite Horizons, and he lives in the States. My cousin was born with a knee like that, and he's totally fine. Well, I wasn't born with this knee. I was born with a leg like this. Okay? I used to dance. This is not a knee that you're born with. These are called scars. Okay? And this is where the other one was. So, when I get the x-rays and all of the notes, Stephen will be writing, and all of my notes will be exposed with the x-rays, plus the other notes from the general hospital where I had the corrective surgeries. That's why I started the channel, because I was isolated. From 2017 to 2019, and then 2019 I went out west to get my belongings from my husband. And when I came back, my stuff arrived. I left November the 17th, and I came back December the 3rd of 2019, and I got COVID January the 10th. I'll never forget it. I was in bed for 2 months, and COVID I believe, is what awoke us. And if you want to talk about an empath, I don't know if this is an empathic thing or a premonition. Why do you do your hair like that? What's wrong with my hair? Why are you all criticizing me? Why am I even on here if I'm getting criticisms? Oh, did you? Yes. Now, go look at my dancing videos and don't make fun of my hair, because at least I'm trying. The whole point is I started this because of corruption. There's corruption in the jail systems because they're privatized and people make money off of them. Child protective services. You want to talk about somebody who fell through the cracks of the medical system. It happened to me and many other people. But I didn't say anything. I didn't get mad about anything. You know, that's it. So when an empath withdrawals, and then when COVID hit, I was isolated for another 2 years. And I didn't, I couldn't work from 2017 until 2022, 46 to 51, 5 years. And I overcame that, and I pay for my condo. I work as a PSW, and it's not sad because I can dance. I have good friends. And when Gabor Mate was saying he doesn't, empaths can't tell the difference of who's good and bad. I had that issue. And if dance, then I can't dance here. Go look at my videos. Why are people doing this? You know what? People try you online to see if you'll lose your temper or whatever. All I'm going to say is this is the truth. If you don't believe me, go to change.org and watch my short dances. I bought ballet shoes on December the 18th. They arrived from Amazon of 2024, and this is 2026. So go watch my dancing. And I overcame this, and it is sad. It's very sad what I went through. But when you overcome something that much of a hurdle, where a man had the authority and he's still practicing, because I'm a woman and I didn't have a lot of money, he looked at me, like Sarah said from Australia, like a non human. Be careful. Just be careful. Don't break bones, you know, and be kind to one another, you know. Lisa, you're not making sense. I'm not making sense because I'm saying that there's corruption in the medical system. There's corruption in the jail system. I was a victim of corruption and I overcame it. And I'm not making sense. I believe everything you are saying. My stepmother went in for ankle surgery and ended up having a major stroke. Now is like a child, whole left side paralyzed. Oh, that's terrible. It was the Royal Victoria Hospital in Barrie, Ontario, and the surgeon's name is Michael Corcola. If you go to my oldest footage from 3 years ago, I started this channel March the 23rd of 2023. Okay? And I have it all over the place. And particularly, what doesn't make sense? The botched surgery was conducted at the Barrie Hospital in Barrie, Ontario, Canada. The hospital's name was the Royal Victoria Hospital. I have reported you to Michael for slander. Good. I'm glad you did. I call his office every 6 months to remind him about what he did and how he got away because I was suicidal. He put my life in imminent danger. Report all you want. Okay? Okay. I don't care what you say. Anybody who doesn't believe me, go away. Go away. Go away, come back another day. Because people on YouTube who go on a YouTube channel and watch a live and throw out criticisms, I'd really love to know what white person does. Oh, do you know Michael? Is he a good guy? Oh, good for you. I'm sure he's good to you, white person. And okay, white person, I'm not going to get mad at you. You know why? I'm not going to get mad or hurt that nobody believes me or people criticize my hair and criticize that I'm trans. I'd like to see all of you that are insulting me. What have you done in your lives that you've overcome? Tell me. There's 9 of you here. You're insulting me. Whoever's insulting me, tell me what you've gone through. Tell me if you have a YouTube channel and if you've tried to make a difference for other people so it doesn't happen to other people again. Insulting me, saying I'm lying, it just proves you know nothing about me. You know nothing. Yeah, I know, white person. Only a white person would say that. I'm not ranting about white people. I'm talking about a subscriber's name. Clearly, you're not paying attention. I don't care if you did accounting for him. I don't care. He did. Michael Corcola said nothing. He said nothing. And when I bring out the x rays and the notes, you are going to look foolish. And that's all I have to say. So I'm going to go now. Thank you for the 5 likes. I'm not putting up with this anymore. I'm tired of people walking on me. And this is what happens to people. When you get bit over and over and over, at 54, I finally realized who's good. And my friend who is picking me up tonight at 7:30, I was so scared when I met him. I thought for sure he was going to hurt me. I thought, oh, he's going to be late. He's not going to show up. But he does. And that's what happens when you're traumatized. So you can make fun of it all you want. All you're proving is who you are. And you know what? The public seems to have a lot of opinions about a lot of things when they don't know anything. And I'm guilty of that with Erica Kirk. So I'm going to go now. And that is a wrap. I unwrapped a lot. And if everybody wants to know, what does WRAP stand for? Why is this called the RAP community? It's about welcoming, respecting aspects of people. I forgive Michael. I phone his office every 6 months. Our little word after my surgery, he said I wouldn't remember our conversation. Oh, I remember the conversation. He was doing something that day to stay awake because he botched it so bad. White person, W. It's W and it's blue. And it says at white person, 1R. Sorry, it says IR, or is that I don't know what that is. Something R. He's not like that. Not to you, but he was like that to me. So it doesn't matter. You have an opinion of him. I have an opinion of him. This is free speech. It's not slander. If you feel that I'm lying, then why would you even tell him? If I'm a nobody from nowhere, why would you say anything? I hope you say something because I've also phoned Gail Hunt, who is the CEO of the Royal Victoria Hospital in Barrie. It's not horseshit. Did anybody see that movie with Meryl Streep and Julia Roberts? And she says, that's a bunch of horseshit. And then Julia Roberts says, Mom. And then the husband says, Viola. And then Meryl Streep in her character, Viola, says, come on, Bill, say horseshit. And then Bill says, horseshit. And she started to laugh. So none of this is horseshit. And thank you all for tuning in. And I was very angry when I said, y'all go away. It was insulting me. It was because I was going to cry. All right. I thought that this would be a positive live, but I was wrong. You know, I always think everybody's good. See, I still do it. I got to stop. I'm going to go. That's a wrap.